If you're a high school student or a young college student, chances are you're pretty dumb, myself included. Now, before you go, no, I'm the special one. I'm different. I have the 4.7 GPA, and I'm the student athlete that made it. I'm different than everyone else. I'm the best one. Shut up. I don't care. All of those metrics like GPA and athletic success, while they do fulfill us in terms of the metrics that our parents and teachers gave us to chase and to work hard for and to go after, all those important things don't really matter outside of school. When I say that you're kind of dumb, I'm talking about your mindset when it comes to money. And here's why. If you're a high school student or a young college student, there's a good chance that you tried to make some money on the side, your own money, some pocket money. So you worked at a low-level retail or an office job or a fast food job, entry-level minimum wage jobs that everyone gets. And while they do pay you, it's not even close to a lot. Personally, all throughout high school, I worked what was called summer youth jobs, where basically you enter a program and they give you a job for like a few weeks. You work around 25 hours a week for minimum wage. It felt good to have that job at first. I finally had my own money. I was making money with my time, and that felt great. I had a few $100s at the end of the summer that I've managed to save up, but for all the time and effort that I put in, that money disappeared very, very fast. And all I did with it was buy all the normal things that everybody else had. So why was it so hard to make money? I put in the effort and I put in the hard work and I put in my time, just like everyone else said to do. And I basically had almost nothing to show for it every single year. When you work crappy, low-level jobs like that, you need to understand that you're trading your time for money. Your time that you give to your boss is being traded for the money they give you. It's a simple transaction. So let's say you're on an 8-hour shift for your minimum wage job. For that shift, you're making about $90 after taxes. Let's not mention the other $7 you spent on food because you have to eat, and the $5.50 you spent on transportation because you have to get to work and back home. So you basically just traded a third of your day for about $78. And that's in New York, where they pay almost the highest amount per hour. God forbid you live in a state where they still only pay $7.25 an hour. That's tough. With this kind of situation, you'd call me a liar if I told you that I can make double that amount in 30 minutes. There's no way. I'm lying to you, obviously. Obviously, there's no way. But I know what it's like to be in a situation where you have literally no money, basically no money to show for all your hard work. And I want to help you out. I'm going to put you onto the way that I created a side hustle where I make ridiculously easy money and barely have any effort on my end. I started off like most guys. My self-image was pretty insecure. And I felt like I would get more respect from everyone else if I bought the cool, expensive sneakers that other people were buying. So, I became a sneakerhead. Worried more about the quality of my collection than the amount of money that I was spending on useless footwear. Here's how it would go. I would buy sneakers, wear them out a couple times, get a couple compliments from random people that I barely even cared about, and then feel bad that someone else bought something cooler than me the next week. You're probably like this too, but your ego is way too big for you to accept that fact, so you're probably not going to admit it. I lived like this throughout high school until towards the end, I heard about a book that completely kind of changed the way I thought about money. And I'm not exaggerating, it kind of changed my life, or at least the way I saw finances and money. I listened to the audiobook for The Richest Man in Babylon, and it made me realize how little power I was giving the money that I made. I would impulse buy a pair of sneakers, wear them for a week, and the happiness would then wear off. You buy them, you're on a dopamine high, I just spent my money, now I don't really care anymore that I bought them. But then through some of the examples that they show you in the book, I realized, what if I take the money I make, put in a little time and effort along with that money, and let it work for me? After browsing the StockX and GOAT apps, these are like common apps that sneakerheads use, I browsed those apps for a little bit and I saw how much people were selling sneakers that they only paid a fraction of the price for. So you see a pair of Yeezys came out for 220 and somebody was selling them for 750. All they had to do was buy the shoe, hold on to it, wait for someone to really want it, someone like me in high school, and then sell it to them for way more than they paid for it. So basically, by just buying a shoe and waiting for someone to want it real bad, you just made hundreds of dollars without working. You just send out a box in the mail. All you have to do is find a profitable sneaker, buy it for the minimum price, the retail price, and resell it for a much higher price than you paid. It's guaranteed money. It's very rare that I can say that something's guaranteed money. But when you get really good at this, the money is literally just guaranteed. And just so you know, I'm not capping. I'm going to show you the exact sneakers that I sold on StockX and GOAT. I'm going to show you how much I paid and how much I made. All right, so now I'm going to show you the exact sneakers that I bought, sold, and made money off of with very little effort on my end. So these Yeezys over here came out for 200 bucks. I sold them for 300, made a profit off of those. Very easy money. Now these Yeezy 380s, I kind of broke even on these. 250 bucks retail price, and I made 250, so broke even. These Yeezy Boost 350s came out for about 220, I believe. Yep, $220 right here. Sold them for 260. Didn't make that much off of them. Now the Yeezy Breads, 450 profit, and I only paid 220 for them. So this was a very big profit for me. Next, the Kobe 5s over here, sold them for 350, and I only bought them for 180. Huge profit on those sneakers, and keep in mind, I'm barely doing any effort. I'm just buying them, sending them to the post office, and I make money. This was a random Supreme tee that I bought, sold it for 70 bucks. Made like 10 bucks off of it. Now, these are the first sneakers I sold on StockX. Got paid out $287 for them. Well, that would be like $329 before the taxes and stuff. I only bought them for $170 off the Nike website, so you can do the math. All of these sneakers I either broke even or made a big profit off of in terms of hundreds of dollars. So this is me making a few sales. Imagine if you did this for months on end with little to no effort. You're making a lot of money off basically half an hour of your own work. And now you're probably wondering, how am I able to make all this money with no effort off of these sneakers? Like, how do I get my hands on them? Well, first, all you have to do is find out when and where they're coming out. So websites like Kicks on Fire are great for this because you can scroll down to the most wanted sneakers that are about to come out. And just off of this list, I can see two that I want to buy immediately and get my hands on. These Jordan 1s and these Yeezy 350s. I know I can flip a huge profit off of these just because of how much hype is behind them. And you can scroll around through websites like Kicks on Fire and see other sneakers. Those were just the two that I saw off the bat. But if I look at these Jordan 4s here, they're a pretty wanted sneaker right now. And I can check to see if I want to buy them, if they're worth buying, by doing something very, very simple. I go to StockX, type in the name of the sneaker, and I can view all the bids of how many people want to buy this sneaker. So in just size 12 and a half, people are willing to pay over 300 bucks for this sneaker when it comes out for 190. and you can really see what type of prices people are willing to pay for these sneakers just to get their hands on them. Okay, now let's say I know exactly which sneakers I want to buy. I want these Yeezys, for example. I can make sure that they have the hype around them. I can go on StockX, see what kind of offers people are putting in for them. People are putting in insane amounts of bids for this sneaker alone. So I know I want to get my hands on it. How do I do that? Well, first things first, I can go to Yeezy Supply, which is the number one website for Yeezys. I can see in 7 days there's going to be a drop for Yeezys. The next thing I can do is go on the Adidas app and another Adidas app called Adidas Confirmed. These apps will allow you to enter a raffle either before the sneaker drops or the day of the sneaker drop. And if you're selected in the raffle, you win the sneakers, you pay for them, and you basically just get them shipped to you. You sell them on StockX or GOAT, and you make money. So the same goes for Nike sneakers. I just go on the Nike sneakers website or the Nike sneakers app. Make sure on the sneakers website and app you look out for exclusive drops, which is exactly how I got my hands on these off-white dunks that I'm selling. Literally, I just got a notification from the sneakers app, got my hands on these dunks, and I can make an easy 500 bucks off of them right now. Literally, I could just sell them right now. It's that easy. Now, let's say you get lucky enough to get your hands on the sneakers once you get called in the raffle. You just made some of the easiest money you ever got. And if you don't get called in the raffle, you don't lose any money and you can try again on another sneaker. If you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Everyone who clicked off so far, they're kind of lame and I can tell they don't really care about making money that much. So thanks for sticking around. I can tell you're the kind of person who wants to make money easily and not slave away for 8 hours to the big boss. So keep doing what you're doing. You're still watching the video? Thanks. Now, don't get me wrong. Not every pair of sneakers that you flip is going to make you 500 bucks in profit. I'm not ashamed to admit that sometimes I barely broke even on a pair of sneakers. There's some that I was unfortunate enough to not even be able to sell. And even though that happens, I still couldn't be more glad that I started doing this kind of business. Because when you implement side hustles like this on top of any job that you're doing, it only takes about an hour out of your week, and you're basically adding 20, 30, 50% more money into your pocket than if you just worked 8 hours a day at your minimum wage job. There's something special about when you have your own money, you invest it into your own hustle, and you let it work for you. You barely put in any effort. You're making hundreds of dollars on the side. And if you looked at how much money I made off of StockX alone, that money is me being lazy. I was lazy doing that. I barely put in the work. I was barely even checking the apps to see if there were sneakers on sale. Imagine if I would have put in the work, like, let's say 2 hours a week, just researching, entering into every raffle that I could. I'd be making thousands more off of just flipping sneakers. I order a sneaker, get it, send it in the mail, make money. It's that easy. Honestly, if you really take this seriously, you can make a bag as a reseller. I'm talking like a lot of money. You have people working under you during doing this business that takes you no effort. And yes, you do have time. I'm telling you right now, you absolutely have the time. If you get off of TikTok for an hour today, you have the time. Let me know in the comments if you want some more content about reselling, because I do have a little bit of experience flipping and reselling. And especially if you want a lower priced alternative so you don't have to pay the retail price for sneakers, I've also done used sneaker reselling. So let me know if you want another video that's kind of like this one but at a lower cost for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hustle.